A Bank Resource Website Guide. Chapter 1. Banking Information. Bank Publications. AmericanBanker.com/PSUSR, American Banker. BAI.org, Bank Administration. AriaAhmed.com, Bankers Magazine. ABA.com/marketingnetwork/default.htm, Bank Marketing Magazine. Barron's.com, Barron's National Business and Financial Weekly. Bloomberg.com, Bloomberg Magazine. Callahan.com, Callahan's Credit Union Directory. FPOnline.com, Financial Planning. Financial.com, Financial World. MoneyWorldOnline.com, Money World. Moodys.com, Moody's Bank and Finance Manual. Worth.com/magazine/index.cfm, Worth Magazine. American Banker. 1. State Plaza. NYC 10004. 212-943-0400. AmericanBanker.com. Business Week, Bank Issue. 1221 Avenue of the Americas. NYC 10020. 212-997-1221. BusinessWeek.com. Institutional Investor. 488 Madison Avenue. NYC 10022. 212-303-3300. Journal of Commercial Bank Lending. 1616 Philadelphia National Bank. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania 19107. 215-665-2850. Chapter 2. A Bank Website Guide. Bank Knowledge Websites. 1. OCC.gov, file a complaint against a bank. FindABetterBank.com. FFIEC.gov/NICPubWeb/NICWeb/NICHOME.ASPX, National Information Center, Federal Reserve System, a central repository of data about banks and other institutions for which the Federal Reserve has a supervisory, regulatory, or research interest. MoneyBlueBook.com, covers credit, CD rates, the best yielding savings accounts. World Bank IMFLib.org, World Bank and IMF libraries. AmericasCommunityBankers.com. FDIC.gov/consumers/consumer/news/index.html, FDIC Consumer News Banking Publication. Bankrate.com/BRM/rate/DEP_home.ASP, savings rates around the country. Bankdeals.blogspot.com, bank rates and deals. Bankrate.com/BRM/PUBL/onlifes.ASP, banking online comparison chart of banks, fees. Banex.com, banks rate comparisons. ChicagoFed.org/education/index.cfm, banking, facts about banking. PracticalMoneySkills.com/English/resources/tutor, banking tutor. 123world.com/banks. AAADIR.com, directory of world banks. ABA.com, American Bankers Association. ABABJ.com, banking journal. ACBankers.org, community banks. AccountDetail.com. AccountNow.net. ALFI.org, American League of Financial Institutions. AmericanBanker.com. BAI.org, Bank Administrators. Bank.net. Bankaholic.com. BankCD.com. BankClientConnect.com. Bank.com. BankersOnline.com. Banking.com. Banking-business-review.com. BankingOnlineCenter.com. Bankrate.com. Bankrate.com, rates of interest at banks. Banks.com. Banksite.com. Bankstudies.uncc.edu. Banktech.com. Bankweb.com. Banex.com, BankQuote. Banexquote.com. BauerFinancial.com, 800 388-6686, Bank Reports. biz.yahoo.com/news/banking. bmana.org, Bank Marketing Association. business.com/directory/financial_services. capen.com, CapitalNet. cardweb.com. cfa.com, Commercial Finance. cfp-board.org, Commercial Finance. coverage.cnet.com/content/features/dlife/banking. csbs.org, Conference of State Bank Supervisors. cyberinvest.com/guide/bankonone.bankonone.guide. ddsi.com/banking. department.kent.edu/oeoc/oeoc-library/eobankreprint.pdf. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/bank_account. fdic.gov, Federal Deposit Insurance Corp. fdic.gov, Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. fdic.gov/bank, Federal Deposit Insurance Corp. federalreserve.gov. federalreserveeducation.org/fed101. ffiec.gov, Federal Financial Institutions Examination Council, Bank and BHC Performance Reports, FDIC's Call and Thrift Financial Reports. ffiec.gov/NIC, National Information Center profiles the banks the Federal Reserve regulates. FIIA.org, Financial Institutions Insurance Association. fin.gc.ca/links/bankc.html, Banks in US and Canada. financecenter.com. findabetterbank.com. FISN.com, Federally Insured Savings Network. FRB.org, Federal Reserve Board. FRBSF.org, Federal Reserve Board San Francisco. Gomez.com. IADB.org, Inter-American Development Bank. IBA.org, 800-422-8439, Independent Bankers. IBCData.com, Rates of Interest for CDs. iMoneyNet.com. InvestorGuide.com/banking. Bank knowledge websites too. law.cornell.edu/topics/banking.html, American Banking Law. law.cornell.edu/topics/banking.html, Banking Law. Lendersinteractive.com, List of lenders. lib.lsu.edu/bus/finance.html, Center for the Study of Central Banks, Central Banks of the World. mbaa.org, Mortgage Bankers. minneapolisfed.org/info/sites, links to the 12 reserve banks. money.com/money/feature/banking. moneycentral.msn.com/banking/home.asp. moneyinsider.msn.com/banking. moneypage.com. moneyrates.com. nael.org, Affordable Housing Lenders. napfa.org, Personal Financial Advisors. nationalbankers.org. nowbe.org, Urban Bankers. ncua.gov, National Credit Union Administration. netbanker.com. omega.sf.ca.us/bankweb.html. onlinebankingreport.com. online-savings.net, online accounts. orcc.com. ots.treasury.gov, Office of Thrift Supervision. paytips.org/consumer. peoplepowerbanking.com. qualisteam.com. qualisteam.com/eng/conf.html, Directory of World Banks. quicken.com/banking_and_borrowing. quicken.com/banking_and_credit. quote.com. rate.net. aratenet.com. russiabankingnews.com. surcharge-free-atms.com. thebanker.com. thebankingchannel.com. walletpop.com, Banking Basics, Tools. wiso.gwdg.de/fbg/banking.html. worldbank.org/eap/eap.nsf, World Bank Group Resources for East Asia and the Pacific. worldbank.org/wb site/external/topics. worldbankimflib.org/e-nldirect.htm, World Bank and IMF libraries. Interest rates on bank accounts. Bankrate.com. Money-rates.com. Compare fees on bank accounts. Personalcapital.com. Nerdwallet.com. Chapter 3. An online bank guide. Internet banking information websites. You can set up accounts online with any bank in the country and do your banking online. You can even look for mortgages through these banks. You don't have to limit yourself to buying CDs or other investments at your local banks. All national banks have online service. Some are listed below, but you can find many more in the financial magazines or Pokes Bank directory. If you do some research, you might find a local brick-and-mortar bank that offers a free checking account if you keep a $500 balance or so, but you might not. Online banks almost always have free checking accounts. You can get your paycheck directly deposited there, then use their fee-free checking and automatic bill pay services. You get cash by using their ATM card with the ATM service they're partnered with. Online savings accounts/OSAS. The interest rates on savings accounts are so low that you should consider other factors when starting a savings account, like customer service, website interface, ease of use, brand name reputation, availability of brick-and-mortar branches, and consistent history of good service. moneybluebook.com/money-market-accounts. moneybluebook.com/the-best-online-high-yield-savings-accounts. Bankrate.com. moneybluebook.com/go/capital1directbanking.php. moneybluebook.com/money-rates.com-reveals-banks-that-pay-top-interest-rates. moneyrates.com reveals banks that pay top interest rates. SavingsSquare.com. egobanking.com/home/high_interest_savings. bank.countrywide.com/cwbrats.aspx. online.citibank.com, amtrustdirect.com/landing pages/savings. makeourmoneymatter.com. online-savings.net. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/online_savings_account. personalsavings.americanexpress.com. ccountnow.com. hsbcdirect.com. fnbodirect.com. Online bank websites. studnomikes.com/investing/should-i-open-a-bank-account-online. gomez.com, ratings of online banks. internetbankreport.com, internet banking report. fool.com/money/banking/online/1.htm, motley fool on online banking. banking.com. frugaldad.com/reviews/online banks. netbanker.com, home banking on the internet. asacorp.com, banking software. banking.com/ABA, Journal of the American Banking Association. bankrate.com/brm/olb-step2.asp, online banking, the basics. corastaff.com. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/online_banking. fdic.gov/bank/individual/online/safe.html, safe internet banking. investorwords.com/3420/online_banking.html. money.com/money/features/banking. nexer1.com, online banking software. onlinebankingreport.com, a monthly newsletter of the latest developments in online banking. onlinebankingreview.com.au Wired.com/news/story/21078.html, online banking raises worries. Specific online banks/internet banks. fdic.gov/bank/individual/online/safe.html, safe internet banking. fdic.gov, check the bank out, click Deposit Insurance in the top left corner, then click Bank Find. Bank-now.net, list of online banks. 1st-netcard.com, Net First National Bank. 53.com, bank and savings and loan holding company with subsidiaries which perform banking operations. AmericanExpress.com/banking. BankBoston.com. BankOfAmerica.com, Bank of America. BankOfAmerica.com/online banking. Baygulf.com, Tampa Credit Union. BibleMoneyMatters.com. BKBank.com, Britain and Kuntz. Bucksfur.com. CapitalOne.com. CarolinaFirst.com. CCBOnline.com, Central Carolina Bank. Chase.com. Chase.com. ChevyChaseBank.com. Citibank.com, Citibank. CommerceOnline.com. CommerceOnlineBanking.com, 888-751-9000, 800-YES-2000. CSBB.com, Credit Suisse Private Banking. eLoan.com, eLoan. eTrade.com. FirstFederal.com, Charleston. FirstIB.com, First Internet Bank of Indiana. FundsExpress.com, Internet Bank. Gizo.com. GetSmart.com, GetSmart.com. GFSWebBank.com. GreatWesternBank.com. EgoBanking.com. Indirect.com. LendingTree.com, LendingTree.com. Lending. MoneyIsle.com, banks bid for your deposits with higher interest rates. nationalcity.com/personal/online services/online banking/default.asp. onlinebanking.columbiabankflorida.com. onlinebanking.huntington.com. orcsea.com, Online Resources Corporation. Outsourcer of Internet banking, payment services, and other financial services to banks and credit unions. Pepperelltrust.com, local banking for Biddeford, Maine, and global online banking for the Internet. Quicken.com. QuickenLoans.com, Quicken Loans. Home Loans. Regions.com, Birmingham, Al. Sovereignbank.com. Telebank.com. us.hsbc.com. usbank.com. Verrier.com. virtualbank.com, Virtual Bank. Wachovia.com. WAMU.com, Washington Mutual Bank. WellsFargo.com, Wells Fargo. Wingspan.com/index.html, wingspanbank.com. Chapter 4. The U.S. Federal Money Agencies. Department of the Treasury Info. Department of the Treasury. 1500 Pennsylvania Avenue, NW. Washington, D.C. 20220. 202-566-2041. 202-622-2000. Treasury.gov. ATF.gov, Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Customs.treasury.gov, Customs Service. Publicdebt.traceuri.gov, Bureau of Public Debt. OCC.treasury.gov, Controller of the Currency. Treasury.gov/treasury/bureau/FINMAN, Financial Management Service. Treasury.gov/FinCEN, Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. IRS.gov, Internal Revenue Service. Treasury.gov/treasury/bureau/USSS, Secret Service. Treasury.gov/treasury/bureau/OTS, Office of Thrift Supervision. USMint.gov, United States Mint. Treasury.gov, Department of the Treasury. OCC.treasury.gov, Office of the Controller of the Currency, OCC. OTS.treasury.gov, Office of Thrift Supervision, OTS. Publicdebt.treasury.gov, Bureau of Public Debt, BPD. BEP.treasury.gov, Bureau of Engraving and Printing, BEP. ATF.treasury.gov, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, ATF. IRS.gov, Internal Revenue Service, IRS. Treasury.gov/IRS/CI, Criminal Investigation Division, CID. FMS.treasury.gov, Financial Management Service, FMS. Customs.gov, U.S. Customs Service, USCS. SecretService.gov, U.S. Secret Service, US. USMint.gov, U.S. Mint, USM. Whistleblower Hotline. 800-359-3898. To report lost or stolen explosives. Or to report explosive incidents or bombings, call 202-566-7777. 202-789-3000. 800-287-4867. To report fraudulent import practices, call U.S. Customs Services Fraud Hotline. 800, it's fake. To report drug smuggling activity, call U.S. Customs Services. Narcotics Hotline. 800, be alert. Assistant Secretary Domestic Finance. 15th St. and Pennsylvania Ave. NW. Number 3321. Washington, D.C. 20220. 202-566-2103. Assistant Secretary for Enforcement and Operations. 14th St. and Pennsylvania Ave. NW. Number 4308. Washington, D.C. 20220. 202-566-2568. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Department of the Treasury. Room 5500. 650 Massachusetts Avenue, NW. Washington, D.C. 20226. 202-927-8500. ATF.gov. Look in your telephone directory under U.S. Government, Treasury Department, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Bureau of Engraving and Printing. Congressional and Media Affairs Division. Department of the Treasury. 14th and C Streets, SW. Room 533M. Washington, D.C. 20228. 202-874-2778. BEP.treasury.gov. Bureau of Government Financial Operations. Pennsylvania Ave and Madison, PL. NW. Number 618. Washington, D.C. 20226. 202-566-2158. Bureau of the Public Debt. 999 E St. NW. Number 553. Washington, D.C. 20239. 202-219-3302. Publicdebt.treasury.gov. Controller of the Currency. Compliance Management. Mail Stop 7 to 5. Washington, D.C. 20219. 202-874-4820. 800-613-6743. OCC.treasury.gov. The Controller of the Currency handles complaints about national banks, i.e., banks that have the word national in their names or the initials N. after their names. For assistance, look in your telephone directory under U.S. Government, Treasury Department, Controller of the Currency. Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. Glencoe, Georgia, 31524. 912-267-2100. Financial Management Service. Office of Legislative and Public Affairs. Department of the Treasury. 401 14th Street SW. Room 555. Washington, D.C. 20227. 202-874-6740. fms.treasury.gov. Internal Revenue Service, IRS. 800-829-1040. 800-829-3676. irs.treasury.gov. irs.gov. Look in your telephone directory under U.S. Government, Treasury Department, Internal Revenue Service. If it does not appear, call the appropriate FIC number. Labor Department Women's Bureau and Family Clearing House. Child and Elder Care Information. 800-827-5335. Office of the Controller. 490 L'Enfant PL. SW. Washington, D.C. 20219. 202-447-1800. Office of Thrift Supervision. Consumer Affairs. 1700 G Street, NW. Washington, D.C. 20552. 202-906-6000. 800-842-6929. ots.treasury.gov. Former Federal Home Loan Bank Board, they handle complaints about savings and loan associations and savings banks. Savings Bond Division. 1111 20th Street Northwest. Washington, D.C. 20226. 202-634-5350. Treasurer of the United States. 15th St. and Pennsylvania Ave. NW. Number 4328. Washington, D.C. 20220. 202-566-2843. U.S. Customs Service. 1301 Constitution Avenue Northwest. Washington, D.C. 20229. 202-566-8195. 202-622-2000. 202-927-1350. Customs.gov. United States Mint. Customer Relations Division. Department of the Treasury. 10003 Derrickwood Lane. Lanham, Maryland 20706. 301-436-7400. usmint.gov. United States Savings Bonds Division. Department of the Treasury. Office of Public Affairs. 800 K Street, NW. Number 800. Washington, D.C. 20226. 202-377-7716. 800, for US Bond. U.S. Secret Service. 1800 G St. NW. Number 805. Washington, D.C. 20223. 202-535-5708. usdoj.gov/USSS. Undersecretary for Monetary Affairs. 15th St. and Pennsylvania Ave. NW. Number 3312. Washington, D.C. 20220. 202-566-5164. Controller of the Currency. The Office of the Controller of the Currency/OCC charters, regulates, and supervises all national banks. The Controller of the Currency handles complaints about national banks, i.e., banks that have the word national in their names or the initials N.A after their names. For assistance, look in your telephone directory under U.S. Government, Treasury Department, Controller of the Currency. They have an enforcement actions search database which identifies past actions against banks, officers, directors, and employees. Controller of the Currency. Compliance Management. Mail Stop 7 to 5. Washington, D.C. 20219. 202-874-4820. 202-874-5000. 800-613-6743. 202-906-6237, Complaint Line. 800-842-6929, Complaint Line. occ.treasury.gov. occ.treasury.gov/enforce/enf_search. Chapter 5. The U.S. private central bank called the Federal Reserve System. The Federal Reserve Board System. The Federal Reserve System sells U.S. government-backed treasury bills directly without incurring the commission fees if you buy from a bank or elsewhere. They also offer many free publications about money and banking. You can complain to them about banking matters. netec.mcc.ac.uk/netec/bbc/fedu, Federal Reserve Bank Publications. townhall.org/other/fed. ny.frb.org/pyhome/regs.html, a guide to Federal Reserve regulations. Federal Reserve Board System. Division of Community Affairs. 20th NCSTS. NW. Mail Stop 800. Washington, D.C. 20551. 202-452-3544. 202-452-3000. 202-452-3693. 202-452-3544 TDD. 800-337-0429. frb.gov. frb.org. federalreserve.gov. federalreserve.gov. federalreserve.gov/FOMC/Beige Book, Federal Reserve Beige Book, comments on current economic conditions. Regulates state-chartered banks and other member financial institutions. They take complaints and through their 12 district offices, sell Treasury securities without brokerage fees. Regional offices. bog.frb.fed.us, Federal Reserve Board. bos.frb.org/index.htm, Boston. club.frb.org, Cleveland. dallasfed.org, Dallas. frbatlanta.org, Federal Reserve Banks, Atlanta. frbchi.org, Chicago. frbsf.org, San Francisco. kc.frb.org, Kansas City. ny.frb.org/welcome.html, New York. phil.frb.org, Philadelphia. Atlanta, Georgia. Public Affairs Department. 104 Marietta Street, NW. Zip 30303 to 2713. 404-521-8500. frbatlanta.org. Boston, Massachusetts. Public Services Department. 600 Atlantic Avenue. Zip 02106. 617-973-3000. bos.frb.org. Chicago, Illinois. Public Information Center. 230 South LaSalle Street. Pub 834. Zip 60690-0834. 312-322-5322. frbchi.org. Cleveland, Ohio. Public Affairs Department. 1455 East 6th Street. Zip 44114. 216-579-2000. club.frb.org. Dallas, Texas. Public Affairs Department. 2200 North Pearl Street. Zip 75201. 214-922-6000. dallasfed.org. Kansas City, Missouri. Public Affairs Department. 925 Grand Avenue. Zip 64198-0001. 816-881-2000. frbkc.org. Minneapolis, Minnesota. Public Affairs Department. 90 Hennepin Avenue. Zip 55480. 612-340-2345. woodrow.mpls.frb.fed.us. New York, New York. Public Information Department. 33 Liberty Street. Zip 10045. 212-720-5000. ny.frb.org. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Public Information Department. 10 Independence Mall. Zip 19106. 215-574-6000. phil.frb.org. Richmond, Virginia. Public Services Department. 701 East Bird Street. Zip 23219. 804-697-8000. rich.frb.org. St. Louis, Missouri. Public Information Office. 411 Locust Street. Zip 63102. 314-444-8444. stls.frb.org. stlouisfed.org. San Francisco, California. Public Information Department. 101 Market Street. Zip 94105. 415-974-2000. frbsf.org. Federal Reserve websites. federalreserve.gov, Federal Reserve System. bos.frb.org, Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, 1st District. ny.frb.org, Federal Reserve Bank of New York, 2nd District. phil.frb.org, Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia, 3rd District. club.frb.org, Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland, 4th District. rich.frb.org, Federal Reserve Bank of Richmond, 5th District. atl.frb.org, Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta, 6th District. chicagofed.org, Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago, 7th District. stls.frb.org, Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, 8th District. mpls.frb.org, Federal Reserve Bank of Minneapolis, 9th District. kc.frb.org, Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City, 10th District. dallasfed.org, Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas, 11th District. sf.frb.org, Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco, 12th District. Federal Reserve Bank State Branches. You can buy Treasury securities at any of the following branches without having to incur broker's fees. If writing, preface all your letters with Federal Reserve Bank, Regional Office, Department of Marketable Securities. Federal Reserve Bank National HQ. 20th NCSTS. NW. Washington, D.C. 20551. 202-452-3244. 202-874-4026 TDD. federalreserve.gov. frb.gov. Arkansas. POB 1261. Little Rock, Arkansas 72203. 501-324-8272. California. 950 South Grand Avenue. La California 90051. 213-688-0068. 213-683-2100. POB 7702. San Francisco, California 94120. 415-974-2330. Colorado. POB 5228. Denver, Colorado 80217. 572-2470. D.C., City of Washington. 1300 C. St. S.W. Washington, D.C. 20239. 202-874-4026. Florida. POB 2499. Jacksonville, Florida 32231. 904-632-1179. POB 520847. Miami, Florida 33152. 305-471-6497. Georgia. 104 Marietta Street Northwest. Atlanta, Georgia 30303. 404-521-8653. Illinois. POB 834. Chicago, Illinois 60690. 312-322-5369. Kentucky. POB 32710. Louisville, Kentucky 40232. 502-568-9236. Louisiana. POB 61630. New Orleans, Louisiana 70161. 504-593-3200. Maryland. POB 1378. Baltimore, Maryland 21203. 410-576-3300. Massachusetts. POB 2076. Boston, Massachusetts 02106. 617-973-3810. Michigan. POB 1059. Detroit, Michigan 48231. 313-964-6157. Minnesota. 250 Marquette Avenue. Minneapolis, Minnesota 55480. 612-340-2075. Missouri. POB 419033. Kansas City, Missouri 64141. 816-881-2883. POB 14915. St. Louis, Missouri 63178. 314-444-8703. New York. POB 961. Buffalo, New York 14240. 716-849-5000. New York, PO. STA. NYC 10045. 212-720-6619. North Carolina. POB 30248. Charlotte, North Carolina 28230. 704-358-2100. Ohio. POB 999. Cincinnati, Ohio 45201. 513-721-4787. POB 6387. Cleveland, Ohio 44101. 216-579-2000. Oklahoma. POB 25129. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma 73125. 405-221-5636. Oregon. POB 3436. Portland, Oregon 97208. 503-221-5932. Pennsylvania. POB 90. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania 19105. 215-574-6680. POB 867. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania 15230. 412-261-7802. Tennessee. POB 407. Memphis, Tennessee 38101. 901-5523-7171. 301 8th Avenue North. Nashville, Tennessee 37203. 615-251-7100. Texas. POB 655906. Dallas, Texas 75265. 214-922-6770. POB 100. El Paso, Texas 79999. 915-521-8272. POB 2578. Houston, Texas 77252. 713-659-4433. POB 1471. San Antonio, Texas 78295. 210-978-1303. Utah. POB 30780. SLC, Utah 84130. 801-322-7882. Virginia. POB 27622. Richmond, Virginia 23261. 804-697-8372. Washington. POB 3567. Seattle, Washington 98124. 206-343-3605.